Okay, so today I'm going to be doing episode 4 in my Duelyst 2 series, and of course this is episode 3 of the mini-series where I've been playing it lately, like every other day basically. The first episode was just in 2023 when I played it for the first time, so it's pretty good, and even though I complain that, oh, it doesn't seem all that active, it doesn't really matter that much for me because it might matter if you play the game a ton, like all day, every day, then you'll start seeing some of the same people too much, or something like that. But I'm always finding a queue in a relatively short amount of time. Nobody seems to play the legacy mode at all. I guess you can't complain about that. But since I never played the original game, it would be nice to kind of see that a little bit. Although it's not like the current state of the game seems too power creeped out or anything crazy. It's pretty, still pretty good balanced state for the most part. So I've been a little lazy with my collection because I just kind of have made all the decks the same. Like, I'm not trying to have much identity to them, but it'll just be the difference of a few spells. But basically my overall playstyle is I like to go in order of how it shows it in the collection. But if I lose a game, yeah, see how quick the queue times are. I can't really complain, but I have to remember these people's names to see if I played them before, because I probably have. I don't really need 2 of those. I almost never even end up using that, but no, my whole style of play is that, oh, I'm trying to get these big minions out there, like 5+ cost and just well statted and stuff like that. So I'm not really worried about synergies or anything too crazy right now, which maybe given the level of my collection, it wouldn't be that big of a priority anyway, but it's a case where, damn it. It's a case where I'm just about that mid-range to high cost minions that are just going to be good value and just whatever, win you on board presence. Not so much the number of things you have on the board, because I'm not going to have enough of that. But I got screwed a little bit with respect to the curve here. Even this is what I'm talking about with respect to the the cost of these minions. But this is what I want. It's just sometimes you have to have at least a couple low cost minions in here, which I do have plenty of them. Yeah, this game is basically going to be the best card game that you can play that nobody actually is playing, even though it's enough. But it's like the PvZ Heroes effect of or they're having trouble maybe with their hand too, because they haven't summoned anything. Normally they would want to move to the other one and summon something there. Deal damage equal to 6. What was it? Equal to the enemy general a number of cards in their action bar. Okay, fine. Deal 2 damage to nearby units. I mean, this is fine just as a basic play. Like, I'm not going to get the value of the effect, but no, the point is that, yeah, I'm about those mid-range minions, good value, good statting. That's all I really care about. Board control. Again, not board control in terms of the number of minions, but in terms of the quality of them. And again, I'm not worried about synergies and win conditions like that yet. Even though even in the long term, I tend to not really like that. That's what defines mid-range for me, is like, you don't have a win condition the way that control would have, and you don't have a swarm or desire to rush them down the way the aggro would. Your goal is to play on the board and just get as many, not so much as many minions, but as many strong big minions on the board, right, as possible, even without any overall greater win condition than that you have. So airdrop is good, but also, in fact, I could just do that if I really want to be cheeky about it. But no, sometimes that's a weakness that I'm having with this, is I keep and this guy's a little overrated because it gets so confusing, but that blue one can really screw you over, as good as it can be too. I like to put it like behind, and then they end up catching up to it, but you want them to be on it, but you don't want to be on it yourself. So it's very hard to control that, right, with whatever. It can be a major downside. But the point is that, yeah, you want to have a small number of minions relatively. So if they swarm the board too much, it can sometimes overwhelm me, because at that point, it doesn't matter how strong they are. They're just going to have too many things for me to deal with. And so I strongly need AoEs, which none of these decks really have too many of them. Or none of them are really that great. So that's always like a high impact, game-changing, game-ending thing. Where it's like, whenever I get an AoE, right, it has such a big impact on the game. So let me... Nearby units. Sometimes nearby will only do like in certain directions, like not diagonal, I feel like, for other effects, but for this one, it should be fine. Like, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm just trying to think where the best place to put it is. It's almost like where my hero is right now. Like, I don't understand. Will this kill all of them, or... Okay, it did. I swear, there's some other effect that said that where I don't even want to attack the hero, really. Right, whatever little damage I saved for this could end up being much more instrumental later. So maybe I'm being stupid by doing that, but I want to wait till I get like a 10-10 out there and then hit him with that, and then he's almost dead, right? I just want to save it for that, and whatever 2 HP I saved on that could now be used to trade into something. That's how I like to think, but you know, you can never play around removal too much. This person isn't doing a whole lot, though, in terms of... Some of these decks go nuts around this time. Turn 6, turn 7. Here we go, bro. I even asked for it. They're not doing much. This is when it damages an enemy. Deal 4 damage. Okay, that's not that big of a deal, though. I'm just letting myself get so low, which is weird because... But you can always bait them because I have the heals in my back pocket. So again, I'd want to keep summoning big minions, but also... I guess I could just do this and heal and just throw that into there. Or like provoke keeps fucking me up too. Right, where I keep having to... I don't even feel like moving, but I mean, I'm getting low. You know, now they'll provoke it, so I can't even do that. Or... Yeah, I can easily catch up to it, so that's fine. Deals 2 damage to enemy units standing on this end of a turn. Yeah. That's kind of a cool mechanic, though. Dying way to summon a copy of this behind your general. Okay, I'm not too worried about the healing and all that right now, but once again, I'm trying to get these through, but I can hit this and then I can still hit you, and it doesn't matter to me if it takes the 2 damage or not. Right, there's no other way for me to get that there, so I'm going to walk right into the heart of danger here, and I'm fine with it. And so you hit him. This is at least a worthy thing to do. And then I can do another one. So now, again, are they going to be able to deal with both of these or finish me off before it gets to that point? Probably. Right, it wouldn't take much right now, but... I may be playing a bit too aggressively with my hero, but all it would take is me hitting you with both of those. And, again, provoke could piss me off, but it doesn't seem like this person has too much of that. They have a lot of healing and they have a lot of swarm stuff. This one can get really out of hand, but maybe it's a bit late for them to actually use it. So if I just get rid of this, he's pretty much dead. Or an allied minion, +1/+1. Okay, I thought he was going to finish that off, but I guess not. Put a copy of random spell. Let me get rid of one of these. I certainly don't need it. Destroy minion and heal. I could do that for myself, like, assuming this guy's not going to get through. I could heal you with that, and then I can't hit you with both, though. Or I could. I could hit... Oh, I think I could win. But no, it would almost be because... Oh, it would be so close. I would do this on like that. Then I would walk through and hit you there. Then I could hit my general on there. Then I could hit you on there. But the problem is you'd have like 2 HP left because the act of doing that would heal you. The amount of health that the minion had. Damn it. That would have been such a good lethal opportunity. Wait, let me do this and try to understand if I can... I have a heal. That's so dumb, bro. Okay, I don't care. This could have been so much better for me anyway. I'm just playing stupid now. And I'm kind of walking into harm's way for no good reason, or I thought I'd be able to hit that for some reason. I played that probably totally wrong, but they would have had 2 HP left because I would have healed them, right? Even if I had done the buff and everything. But yeah, I'm probably dead now. you get like that one opportunity, and if it's not enough, then I'm never going to recover. And again, I'm playing way too aggressively with my hero. I almost act like I have something that, oh, the lower my hero's health is, the more damage I'll do. So he's having trouble destroying these outright, but it doesn't matter because I just can't get through. Right, nothing I do is getting through to him. This one doesn't seem all that worthwhile, but we need like a provoke out here because it's or you know what, I could hit you with that at least if I just go in. I mean, I want to get some damage in, but it's just not making any difference because he's just gonna keep dealing with it way too easily. You can put this here so it's unlikely that he'll get a whole lot through here. Or I should have just done this first, come to think of it. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why sometimes I try to play like way too fast. So actually this would get buffed like crazy by the imps, but then they can also go anywhere. Like I'm definitely dead. Literally anytime he wants he can end it with this. So I had a couple good chances there. I should have done that play anyway just to show. Like I would have gotten him down to 2 HP literally. Sometimes they'll try to do this and they won't have enough space to do it. But they can keep running those things into there anyway. Or he's trying to BM. Right, he wants to end it with an effect or something. Okay, that's fine. And they keep handing out cards like crazy every time. I gauntlet ticket. So I've never done one of the drafts yet. I've just done or people would assume I'm using a draft. Because of how bad and disorganized my decks are, but whatever. It's for what level of collection I have, it's probably fine. So let's do Song High. But no, I wonder if anybody would be playing the draft mode either. Maybe of the 15 people online at a time, according to Steam charts in this game. Right, this at least seems pretty active. KT arrives. Okay, the 3 and a 4 I almost don't mind, or let's just keep the 3. So I have the advantage of obviously getting the mana here. Go ahead and do this one, which sometimes maybe it's too tempting to actually do that, but I almost don't even want to put it that far out there. I don't know why. So this is of course going to be nobody takes damage from spells, which at this stage in the game probably isn't going to matter, or that would not be count as damage. I guess it's just a stat effect. Okay, let's just do that. That effect I don't even like at all, but I'll still do it. So yeah, if we just get on a good curve with these well-statted minions, then it might get out of hand for them. I don't care about the healing. I don't care about the, you know, any effects necessarily. Just let me get the positive board presence is all I care about. But sometimes I maybe wait too long. I'll have a good board and then I won't finish them off. Like, you know, I won't do enough damage to them. Deal 1 damage to another unit. I could do this and kill like both. Yeah, I could take the damage here and then I could do this. Oh, but I keep forgetting that it does it to me too, right? Now, should I do this 4 damage? Like, I don't want to, but at some point you have to get a certain amount of face damage in. This is very different than other card games because, see, normally you wouldn't have to think about that. You wouldn't have to think about, oh, I don't want to hit them with my minion. Like, even if there's no other minions of theirs on the board and there's nothing to trade into, you have to think about, do I want to take the 2 damage on my minion just to hit them when otherwise it wouldn't be necessary. Moves or teleports gains cannot be attacked until it attacks. Okay, I guess that's fine. Deal 1 damage to a unit. Let me get rid of... I don't even want to get rid of anything, though. Well, let's just do it anyway. So So again, I keep running this guy into there, but I may as well do it because it puts a certain amount of pressure. I'm kind of underestimating that because I'm assuming they're going to heal or it's not going to matter, but they still have to deal with that somehow. Right, they have to go out of their way to worry about it. The damage that they're taking and everything, so I shouldn't take it for granted. But see, I'm always lower than they are somehow. Opening gambit, deal 2 damage to the nearest unit, front, behind, below. When you play a spell that deals damage, put a Kage Lightning into your... Deals 6 damage to a minion. Why do I feel like this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that had like the similar name? Deal 6 damage. Okay, fine. This is just Frenzy. This is Veil Provoke. Stops nearby enemies. Okay, from moving. Cannot be targeted by spells. So, I mean, this is good, but it's not really all that well statted. And the reason why is because it's only 5 attack, but I do prefer that, actually. Right, that might be my favorite minion in the game, but even though it's like the first time I played it, because, you know, the whole elusive aspect of not being able to be destroyed by spells is very valuable to me. I can't really question this either, so you have, you know, go ahead and hit you with that, and then the 12-12. Okay, fine. Now this avoids the provoke at least. And, oh, come on. Summon anywhere. I mean, I'm not going to attack into it. But we're both pretty low. If he can't deal with the 12-12, I win. So, but I mean, this is also provoking, so... Okay, the heal almost doesn't matter too much. But I'm super, super low. Or maybe I did that too early when I shouldn't have. When you play a spell that deals damage... Oh, shit, am I gonna... Teleport an enemy no, shouldn't I be able to just do this? Ah, shit. Okay, teleport an enemy minion. What? Wait, what is happening? Why can't I... Teleport... Oh, nearby. Okay, fuck me. God damn it. I don't know. I'm gonna die still. Fucking... If I had just done that properly, I would have been able to win because then this would have been able to attack. I might still be able to, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, what? Heal for 5? Everybody has too much goddamn healing all the time. The fact that provoke makes you unable to move is what really is annoying. Put a copy of a random spell. What is it gonna be that would help me this much anyway? This whole fucking can't move thing is so annoying. Okay, what could it be? Or I haven't played any spells? Okay, I'm dead. That'll hit him for 8. Okay, I'm definitely gonna lose. How did I not play any spells this whole game? Because that could have been potentially the finisher right there. Okay, bro. Some of these are coming down to some little minor thing. Like, I literally had lethal there, so I can't even complain. If I just teleported the other thing. Let's do the Vitruvian guy. At least that shows it's not really coming down to like, oh, I'm way out of my depth with the deck, you know, with the deck or whatever. Because even though these decks are just random stuff, it's like my collection isn't that bad, or these people aren't using like completely overpowered stuff, because it's still close enough where, you know, it doesn't matter too much. Summoning this guy early could be really good, but I keep missing the chance every game. Like, I never get around to it. Yeah, here's the whole bait. They're gonna just go ahead and kill it, or I guess they won't, but by putting it in front is actually bad. Now, I'd rather sacrifice the mana to just save it, or I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So there's a lot of effects where you can just kind of do whatever you want on the board. Like, you can just ignore summon a Wind Dervish in the space in front of each enemy, which could be really good, but Give a minion. Why is it acting like I can even play that? Like I can afford it, but I mean, I guess I may as well do it. Or I should have done that first. Always do card draw first. We'll both get one of these, but no, like the ability to airdrop anywhere you want, the ability to fly anywhere on the board, the ability to, you know, target with spells, like anything, you know, it makes the whole space feel a little bit busted. The fact that I can move from one side of the board to the other flying, you know, it makes it way too good. Draw a card at the end of your turn. This you'd want to wait till he has a bit more stuff out there, which is very likely to happen actually now. Just because, yeah, no, go ahead and flood the board, and then that would be pretty worth it. It's only a 2/2 that you're summoning, so I mean, you'd want at least like 3 or 4 of them to really make it worth it. Okay, bro. Yeah, go ahead, summon more. Damn it. It might be worth it now, so I'd get, this wouldn't even work then, so it'd be 1, 2, 3 of them. Might be the best chance we're gonna get here, really. After this attack, he gains +1/+1. He just did that for the mana anyway. Let's put this here. Or you know what? I was almost gonna do it anyway, but let me not. Let me just go up to you here. Offer this up to you on a silver platter. Again, the big statted minions that I'm trying to rely on and lean on, and I'm not blaming them even for why I'm losing, but you know, how are you going to keep delaying the inevitable with this when I keep doing it over and over and over? And somebody was even emoting in a funny way, like they use removal like 3 turns in a row on something big, and then I summon something else big. It's like, dude, how can you always have an answer for it? So I don't mind getting in that 8 attack, but like, for example, now would be a good, worthwhile time to use this. Right, because you're definitely, even the way they spaced them out made it worth it. So that, well, but you know what, dude? As much as I would have wanted to do it, I have no choice but to do something a little better. Set a minion's attack to 0, so let me go ahead and we will go up here. I'll go ahead and put this dude in front. I will go ahead and hit you with that with no remorse. I'll go ahead and just take you out here just because you're kind of needless right now. There's nothing that this guy's gonna do. I don't know why he's playing like that with him anyway. He's just running him around the whole map for no reason. So you're pretty much dead. You're gonna get provoke or something stupid though. Right, but you have a lot to deal with. So this is exactly the way that I would want to do this. Because if you can't deal with the 12/12, that should be pretty much it. So 7 damage to a random minion nearby. Deal 2 damage to a unit. I mean, I don't even have to do anything, do I? Like, why am I thinking so hard about it? I'm not even trying to BM. I was just in disbelief that somebody actually gave me the chance to finally do what my win condition is meant to be. Or that's what it can look like, right? Just as simple as that. Which almost makes it seem a little overly aggressive, but it's not. It's just, when you have these big statted minions, you may as well go for it. Like, why hold back attacking the general, which with such a high attack value I wouldn't do, but when it's kind of in the middle, it's hard to say, right? I have a 4/5. Do I really want to bring it down to a 4/3 just to attack into their hero? Sometimes that feels frivolous, but also it's different in this game than in most games, like I said, because normally you don't have to pay anything to attack the hero. You can just attack face and it's no big deal. It's a difference of whether you attack face or trade into one of their minions, right? Not whether you attack into their face or you just wait because you're afraid of taking the damage yourself, but I shouldn't worry about that too much. But no, this game is like exactly like PvZ Heroes from the perspective that it has like a cult following to it, right? Where it's gonna have a small but passionate fan base. But yeah, that was an extremely passionate fan base for PvZ Heroes, and again, it's a good game. I mean, if you haven't played it, if it's still around even now, I don't know if it's gone offline, but I made quite the epic series out of it with respect to I could do a similar finale with this one if I get to that point, of course. Like, I have to get to rank 50, otherwise I have to delete my account, or not rank 50, and this it's like rank 1, I guess, from you start at rank 30. So I have played this guy before for sure. I remember that. This can be very, very good. In fact, all these I'm fine with. They'll have a certain value to them. Your general has +1/+0. Okay, dude. Not really very impressive, but it might foreshadow something with respect to... it might foreshadow the fact that he's going to have a lot of artifacts, which can be scary. Your effects that add attack or health to enemies or subtract from the attack of health, the allies do the opposite instead, which is not really something that is going to make sense because I don't have a lot of those contrary effects. But let's go here and put this guy out here. Like, this could actually hurt me, but whatever. There's always a sneaky moment here where if they flood the board now, I get to play this early. Almost like the Molten Giant from Hearthstone, but not exactly. Or, you know, something that would be like this, that it costs 1 less for each damage you've taken. Not that that would be entirely fair, but it'll cost like 19 or something. And so if I'm at 6 health, it'll cost 0 or whatever. Something similar to that. So it rewards you for playing dangerously, or in this case, it rewards you for playing on the board. Or, I mean, for losing on the board. He was willing to tank that in, which is surprising. But he's going to rely on his little dinky shit. The provoke and the range. Oh, I thought I didn't even have this in there. Here, let me do it like this. I'll put the range check on there. It's a great mechanic, too. That's another one. Between airdrop, flying, this, like, where you can just control the entire board, which is weird because... you know, that's too much power that you're giving us. So if I just keep this away and keep buffing it, I can just do whatever I want the whole game. Whereas sometimes it's like you just resign yourself to the fact that, okay, the real board is like here to here because nobody's going to go out of it and we're just going to spam summon stuff and stay there, right? It turns into like a face roll type of game, and I'm exactly the type of player to do that. But some of these effects are almost a little bit too strong that way, between flying, between, you know, range... potentially. This is fine. I don't even like some of these cards. I swear I took that out of here actually, but a lot of these decks are exactly the same because I'm just trying to stack them with mid-cost to high-cost minions. So we're not really going to get much of a discount on here. This is okay. This can be very good, but I haven't really had a good chance to use it in the last couple times. And of course, these players are going to be so good and experienced that they're specifically playing around stuff like that. Or he is actually going to go out of his way to kill this now. Okay, that's fine. He wants to be a face roll just with the hero. And the whole beauty of it is whenever he's not taking damage, he's also not losing durability. So it works perfectly with that. So we'd be 1 mana short of being able to do this. Let me take that out. Okay, this turn is pretty bad. Because I don't want to give any of this up, but I also want to play something... It's a bit of a risk, but I have so many high cost minions, or... I mean, I may as well do it, because like, what am I saving it for? Such a pathetic play, but that turn was just bad no matter what. Doesn't even do anything. That's so stupid because, yeah, you're creating like an infinite loop. If all the damage I'm doing is up to 2, or that he's taking, he's never going to lose durability, so it's going to last forever. Okay, now can I finally do it? Because, no, it's still 8. The fuck? Okay, we have 7 mana, provoke, and this is when it takes damage. Okay, let me just do this, I guess. I won't even attack in necessarily, or I'll still heal that. That's fine. Yeah, that is odd. Like that, it's not a super active game, but yet the queue times are super fast because the same people are probably playing over and over. You have a, you know, the passionate fan base. There's a funny contradiction that we see also in PvZ Heroes, that it doesn't seem super active, but you always find a queue and you always find people to play against. And maybe that game is popular in like China because every other game is banned, but that game is okay because it's just, you know, cutesy and for kids, so it wouldn't offend anybody, that kind of thing. But yeah, this style of game is gonna definitely live rent-free in my head in terms of the whole Fire Emblem, you know, hybrid aspect is very interesting. And I was even looking up similar games, but they weren't giving me one that really had the grid-based system. Right, they might have had some vague similarity, but I don't know how many games like this there really are going to be. Okay, this is gonna become a little bit easier to play at least, but he's not quite low enough for me to really take advantage of it, so... Let me go here and then put it like on the other side so you feel like, you know, you're not gonna get provoked, but you're also not taking advantage of anything else. 3, this one can be very impactful. Minions attack to 0. I don't know if I even really care. I wanted something else I could still play that same turn. We're getting a little emote action over here. I'm backing myself into a corner, but what? Do you have an easy, simple removal that you're trolling me, or what? Bro is having a good time. Let him have his moment. Okay, bro, hurry up. Ah, oh, come on. But I mean, the healing almost makes that worth it, right? That is quite a substantial recovery place. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. One thing if I'm at full health and they do that, then you get a little pissed, but... Okay, was it really that funny of a play, bro? So we can do the whole thing where we kill everything in the same row, but... Maybe the fact just that I put myself on the edge of the board like that. You know, my main issue is that I can't move, not that I can't... that I have to attack it, because if I could just move up into this row, then I could kill everything. This could also be really good. I could teleport something into my row and do that, but this would probably make the most amount of sense. So let me put this here and then I'll attack into it. So now I could do 7 to that potentially and kill it. I did it to the same thing, which is still okay. Bro is spamming the emotes, which I don't mind. What other voice lines and stuff do we have? Just generic stuff like that. Action. Ah, yes, of course. We'll have to unlock this with microtransactions or some shit. But no, the game, as good as it is, maybe lacks a sense of personality in those ways. That, like, you know, the way that Hearthstone and stuff can have, where it's borrowing from the universe and has all these unique voice lines and stuff. I understand that's not the priority when you're making a game like this, small indie company, right, kind of mindset, but it has depth, but maybe not so much personality, which is honestly fine. I could care less. I sometimes find that annoying when games try too hard to do that, but... Alright, so I'm probably going to lose. I mean, this was an okay play. If I can just move out of this fucking line, right, I could probably do a very good play of... Okay, bro. So you dealt with my big 12-12 play pretty easily, but the provoke is still going to take place here. And this effect is going to be completely undone. He's pretty low, though. Could be pretty dangerous. Or am I just dead right now? The way he's playing almost would indicate. The problem is that no, there is no problem. I could probably do it like this, where I play the dude here and then move this guy to the edge of the board and then go here and then go there, and then I'm still gonna die because that thing is gonna potentially kill me. Right, he could just walk right through and kill me with it. This guy is getting a little too excited. Still a good, intense, close game. I don't mind it. Yeah, you gotta remember a lot of these AoEs just do it to everything. Right, in fact, maybe everything in the game works like that. There's nothing that just says, oh, you know, deal only to your enemies. Unless it's like a single target. I think everything is doing that. Even like the minion effect was like that. Where you have, you know, the minion effect of my one chick does 2 damage, but it keeps doing it to me as well. The Abyssian. You're barely going to notice the difference in these classes too much, right? A couple spells, but I'm not really playing into that too much. I'm just trying to get to the point where I can play the bigger minions. And of course, this kind of complements it pretty well, actually, because, you know, you kind of distract them with the little wraiths in the beginning of the game and swarm them, but then you're doing that just so you can get to the point of the late game. I'm not really trying to win with that effect alone. I like how my style of play always comes out that way. Right, in any game, some sort of mid-range board control, just Kaiba Jr., to say the least, is my title. Of just like, oh, I'm going to summon my blue eyes effectively. Not specifically that, but I'm going to summon something big and just punish you in that. This is a gain a mana crystal. This is deal 1 damage, heal your general for 2. Deal 1, teleport into any space. Your general has +2/+0. I don't know if any of that's really worth it, but I feel bad for not using any mana at all. And I hate these turns where I don't have any minions to play, when you can tell that's clearly part of my whole style of play, that I'm trying to always not necessarily flood the board. That's sometimes the confusion that people think, oh, you're trying to, you know, have more minions than them, but it's more important to just have stronger minions, even though people would sort of clown that to some extent with the just removal. If you have like a ton of cheap removal, then it becomes a waste. So that's why that veil effect is really good. For example, that would have been if I had more cards like that. Put 2 wraithlings in your action bar. Destroy a minion nearby, cost 3 or less. I don't know. I'll just do that for now. I don't really care even if they kill it with a hero or not. Like, you're not going to be able to avoid that. Yeah, like, what if I just get rid of both of these? I don't really want to, but you can't really play around that. I mean, what am I going to do? Just spell it eventually just to cost him the mana, but I'm letting him have the top one too. And this guy can just be so annoying to use sometimes. Like, that blue space can be so impactful, single-handedly win or lose you the game, but I don't see how you can really control its position that well, because I don't want them to use it, or I don't want them to attack me when I'm on it, but I want to attack, like, I want them to be on it, but they're not going to be that stupid. So how do I force it to happen? Right, you need some other effects maybe to complement it. It always comes back to bite you. And I do like the fact that you can skip effects like that. You don't have to do it if you don't want. Right, you can do the other 2 runes and just skip that one. I just feel like every time I've tried to use it, it's backfired. So now my whole style of play here is deceptive, because they're going to think, oh, you're trying to swarm the board. So I'm going to have, you know, they're never going to see it coming that I'm trying to do something totally different. Yeah, just do a turn where... Why aren't they taking the mana? Do a turn where, like, you just don't summon a whole bunch of shit so I can really take board control, which I never seem to have. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that, actually. Deal 1 into the teleport could be far more valuable. I mean, I'll do this guy, but I don't really get what just happened. So yeah, I'll totally skip the other shit. Right, just skip it because I don't want to have to deal with that. Or maybe you could put it on like the edge of the board somewhere and then control it that way. Like if it's here, then you have minions all around and you know only you can get to it when you want. But no, I even have another one of these so I could fill up so much, you know, let's say I have 4 of these in there. If it doesn't restrict that with a legendary, you have like a whole 1/2 of the board filled up with these fucking icons. Just to make it like really thematic, you make your deck all about that. Like make a deck with all these similar effects that add stuff to the board where you try to fill up every single space. That's like a hard mode Exodia challenge. If you fill up the 4 corners with this one icon, you win the game automatically or something, you know. That could be totally an effect or whatever. Just thematically, I could try to do that with, you know, this is perfect because I can get rid of the provoke even though right now it hardly matters. I could hit it for 4. Yeah, let's just get him out of there for now. I don't want him to be too close to the mana though in case I decide to do that too, but let me go here. We'll go here. We'll try to grab the mana and then everything's good. Now we get into some of the big gun minions, but he gave me a pretty good chance here a couple turns to do that, and I just didn't have enough of them. I'm getting too many of this chick, which I don't have more than like 2 copies of any one card in here. Most of them are only 1 just because I was trying to have like 1 of each different minion just to, you know, stack up everything 4 and 5 cost and up. Deal 2 damage to enemy minions, fully heal allied minions. Yeah, see, this is one of the few that actually specifies it. Fully heal. This is like way too good almost for just 4 cost. That's amazing. So we should just do this, or maybe I will use that, but I don't have enough stuff out there for, or they don't have enough stuff either. So this is okay for later, I guess. They can try to use these if they really want, but see, these aren't going to have that big of an impact one way or the other, so I could care less. Nearby allied +1. Okay, that's fine with me. Just hurry up. I might do this so I could trade into that and still be alive, and then I can finish this off. Yeah, it would actually be worth it now, I guess. Or no, I guess not now. Okay, I could just ignore what they're doing, and I want it. You know what? It might be better to do this though, because these are going to cost 3 and 3 and 2. Or I mean 4, so I could summon 2 of these, and or I could just attack in and kill 1 and then ignore it. Why don't we do that? Just attack in, kill this, ignore the provoke dude for now, and everything else is good. But maybe sometimes I should switch this out even on a turn where like I'd be doing it for next turn, but this is very good. And this applies to both yours and theirs, I'm pretty sure. Right, just when anything dies overall. Okay, that's unfortunate. Because in that case, we get overdrawn, so it just gets destroyed. Which doesn't matter, because I have plenty more of those where that came from, but they're boxing themselves into a corner. It's a bit of a bait, right? Like, oh, I'm trying to bait them to use my squares, but now they box themselves out a little bit. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying. I could do like this plus this and finish that off, but then it's a waste of my heal on there too. Or I could just do both of these. Okay, I got pretty low from that. So I should maybe just get out of there a little bit. That was kind of a disastrous turn. I could do this and then hit that. There's nothing that... Oh, you know what I should do? If I do this, I do this, and then I also... Even though I'm getting super low as a result of this. Right, they could do that anyway, so as long as I don't die now, that maybe was worth it, but I'm very close. So that's unfortunate. Destroy an allied minion, destroy an enemy minion, that's okay. That should maybe cost 2. This thing I don't even like. When this is equipped and destroyed, summon a Wraithling directly above, below, and behind, which is sometimes a little confusing because like behind for them is here, and it sometimes seems like, oh, why wouldn't that be behind? That was a pretty good value play for this, but it's just not important unless I can heal or something here, which this character doesn't have a ton of healing, I don't think. Deal 2 damage, okay, so we take at least 4. Okay, bro. That's fine. They did very little on the board at any given time, right? They weren't really maintaining board control, but my health value is always an issue. Either I need more healing in some of these, or I need more AoE. Progress your Mechazor build by 20%. That sounds like an insular mechanic, like where it's going to be very, you know, you're using it in one kind of deck with that mechanic, but everything else is useless, like a Cthulhu type of shit. A Magmar. This isn't a gauntlet, it's a speed run because you're gonna, you know, go through every hero so quickly because I keep losing. At least I had one game in here where I clearly could have won and I just was stupid because I forgot the nearby aspect of it. That little see, cards like that are not in there for any other reason than that could just single-handedly win you the game, right? I teleport something out of the way that they had to save them, and there's nothing they can do about it, so... Okay, we'll get rid of that. This guy does look pretty sick. There's like all these alternate hero arts, but... it doesn't have any impact as far as I can tell. Right, it's just cosmetic. Summon 2 join Frigid Spines, okay. I could certainly do the mana here. Or not. Damn it. Okay, we'll take out one of these here. Guess I'll try to get the top one now. Like, I'm not even sure what happened there. Just because I got cucked on the mana curve, I wasn't able to grab one of these. Because I didn't have enough mana. Now, that's like a rich get richer problem. Because I didn't have enough mana, I also couldn't get more mana by summoning something. Put a copy of a random spell can be sometimes good, but a lot of the time I'm not even playing that many spells with these decks. Destroy a nearby allied minion, then summon it on that space and give it +1/+1. So would that work well with like an opening gambit, maybe, is the point? That they get to just replay it? But I don't know if that counts, actually. Okay, that's fine. We get the mana here. I always concede one of them to them. But then sometimes they won't even bother trying to get it. Right, I could still easily get it if I just can finally fucking summon something. So this is going to be Rebirth is pretty good. Alright, that worked out still fine. So I could summon the little runes, but that's not really a good priority play. I feel like usually playing this doesn't actually do a whole lot for me. The one that has the most impact is the blue one, and then I'm afraid to play it because, you know, you can say, oh, I'm just too dumb to use it properly, but there's got to be some specific way you're playing that's gonna reward it. But they keep doing that to me. They're punishing me for being like a top heavy deck, even though it's really not. But at least that's my intent. I just don't have enough high cost cards or enough good cards to really make that even work. Okay, that thing can be really annoying actually, but I don't know why he summoned it there, or obviously because of flying, so he can just do whatever he wants with it. Let me actually get rid of that guy, because I'm probably not going to use it. Destroy minions in the 3/3 area, which is kind of... with 3 or less attack... I mean, would that be worth it? Like... I feel like I can get a better play out of it in a minute. But we have 5 mana, 3/7. I don't know. I'll do that because, I mean, again, the assumption is he could have done it anyway if he wanted to. Deal 2 damage to minions in the 3/3 area. Give an allied minion in that area +2/+0, or allied minions. Wait, I didn't even play that. If you bring everything in here, this at least becomes a worthwhile play to do. But some of these games I'm just getting too low too early, so I can't do anything. Or he's holding that off for some reason. Okay, let's see what I can do here. I probably don't want to play that. So I don't know. It's just trying to run away. I really don't even get it. None of this is really worthwhile, but I'm trying to save it for after I'm dead. I had some expression like that. Like I'm trying to save everything so perfectly for the opportune moment, but then the opportune moment's never going to come. Okay, bro. And he just left this here the whole game. He wasn't even trying to use it. Waiting for the opportune moment, but he could have brought it in at least a little closer, but I guess there's no need because you can move it wherever the fuck you want. Okay, last one is going to be Vanar. We got like 2 new cards now. They're sort of slowing down with the freebies that they give me after every game, or maybe just because I'm not winning enough of them. Yeah, I don't have very many artifacts in most of these decks. I don't have too many spells even. Main focus obviously on minions, and just every deck is pretty much the same regardless of which character is using it. This is kind of a fun way to play it. So you either go on a really good streak with one, or every episode I just play as each one till I lose, which some of these are going a little quicker than I expect, but somehow my collection doesn't seem all that bad though, given how little I've played. Right, in this short amount of time, I have a number of legendaries, I have a number of good, you know, high cost cards. The one thing you're going to lack is some synergistic, really high quality win condition, which maybe even that I still have to some extent. This is good as a polymorph play almost later on, so I don't even really want it, but then again, just for the low cost aspect. The mulligan at the beginning isn't that important because you can always mulligan throughout the game, but this is give your general the next time it would take damage, reduce it to 1. which that you could arguably say there's some value in doing it in the late game, but this is a perfect play to just farm out some mana. This could determine the outcome right there alone. This is provoke. When a minion damages this, destroy it, which is really annoying actually. That could be something I could almost polymorph. But the place where they played it was kind of weird because now I don't have to worry about it. Right. Normally you want to play that right when you're in the thick of it and you force me to attack it. So let's try to go on a good streak now with the last life that we have here. I'm not saying I'm not making mistakes, but I'm also saying that sometimes it's not determining the outcome of the game necessarily. Like I was going to lose anyway, but then I make a mistake. Right. Oh, that of course didn't work because of its effect. So that was a total waste of a play. You did equal damage to you as you did to me. So that one is annoying, but also this thing I don't care too much about. And I don't have to attack into it either. Stun a nearby minion, airdrop. So it's going to be... I don't know. I don't really get what I'm trying to do with this. So since this has flying, I can go anywhere I want. And kill this, and then just let me go. I want to stay away from the provoke. But then again, boxing myself in the corner isn't the best idea. This thing I almost don't even care about. Right, I can just polymorph it later, or I can just let it be. I really hate that effect since I'm often the one who's getting low early on. See, my way of doing it would be they'd be leading in health the whole game, and then one big turn I'll just hit them for like 15 or whatever, like the 12-12 and something else. So if I just get that to stick for a little bit, I'll be fine. That frog can be really annoying though. Okay, so what we can do now is we can obviously save that for later. Save that, I guess. Switches positions with another minion. Stun a nearby minion. Flying. The problem is he's going to keep playing that shit. Right, he can just run that into me anytime. So you're trying to tell me something can have flying but not airdrop? Like you would think the two would go hand in hand, but obviously. Return a minion. Okay, fine. I feel like this is so much better than it appears, but I'm never actually getting a chance to use it. If you just keep this in the back the whole game somewhere where they can't get to it. Yeah, I'll make like a mini series out of this similar to the PvZ Heroes one, but then I don't know if the finale will be quite as epic, but just like play it on and off and just whatever, whether we're winning or losing or whatever we're doing, we're always building up our collection in a meaningful way, so that should be fine. So this is going to be stun, which means it can still attack back though, right? Wait, it doesn't even tell me what stun does, though. It's telling me the overall mechanics. I think it can still attack back because that's what kept happening. So now we kind of need an AoE, which is a little bit annoying. Switches places might not matter that much. We have a couple of those. This is unfortunate because I don't think the stun does what I think it does. Like, let me try it. And I don't care if this gets provoked, or I guess I kind of care. So it'll stun it, and then it'll attack, but it'll still counterattack. So being stunned only prevents it from actively attacking. Now, that's so stupid. Like, I knew it worked like that too, but it doesn't stop them from counterattacking. It only stops them, I guess, probably from moving or attacking the next turn. Which, to be fair, that one actually doesn't even tell you in the tooltip right? Like how it normally does, because a stun is not probably a very common mechanic. Deal 4 to the enemy general, which isn't a big deal. I can finish that off. I desperately need an AoE, which is just not happening. So summoning a big minion isn't even going to save me now. I doubt I'll be using 2 of those. This is pretty good, I guess. Right, you couldn't ask for anything better than that, even though it's often still damaging me in the process. Now I'll do this. And I will try to recover. See how much impact that had. Like, that single-handedly would have determined the game. If I didn't get an AoE, I lose. If I do, now that could give me at least a chance or win me the game. Which, to be fair, it's like that in a lot of card games. I'm just saying, like, in this game, it doesn't feel like they're all... wait, but that will buff it like crazy. So that's kind of worth it, I guess. Wait. Oh, Dying Witch. Okay, so I should kill it first before I... Or I could just negate it, shit, or I could flip it back. I should probably just do this. I'll flip it back. And then I'll go... here with this. And then I'll move this a little forward in, and so that's going to keep getting buffed up. And so this can be a finisher right now. If I get one attack in, it'll let them double attack, basically. And actually move again, too. Hey, this is all we need. One turn like this. Even if they think they can survive it. You still are going to keep buffing this shit a little bit. So this could almost single-handedly do it for you. If I was close enough to attack it, right? In one shot. That I don't want. This I do want. That would be very good. This seems pretty good too. So let me go here. Take this out first. Or this is just going to be an endless loop, isn't it? Damn it. Okay, I messed up a little there. That's fine. We go ahead, you'll box you in there. So all I need is the one turn here. Right, or almost just one of those would be enough to finish you off, because I could obviously replicate it, which I've never gotten the chance to use this effect. But I'll effectively get Wind Fury. And I can even chase you down a little bit. But not really, because if I had to do that, then I wouldn't hit you the first time. Right, because I'm pretty sure it'll let you just redo everything. It'll let you move and attack. Makes it sound like it just triggers the effect of it again on demand, but... Okay, so you're pretty close to dying. Again, even if you heal yourself a little bit, it's not going to make a difference. This thing really got out of control very fast. This, really, bro? Wow, he clutched it with my own wolf that I made. What the fuck? It's always like that one turn short where I would have had it for sure. Right, I would have had it twice over. Maybe I already had... No, but I couldn't get a big minion to stick is the problem. Let's go and look at the... Why is it so hard to spot these new ones sometimes? Alright, here we go. For each artifact, it kind of blends in with that, I guess, the color. For each artifact equipped to your general, give you +2. Oh, that could be like a good finisher play, but I don't have too many that I like to use anyway. The artifacts. Frenzy, Dying Wish. This is going to be like an insular mechanic like I was talking about. So yeah, I haven't done too well here, but most of these games probably are not coming down to necessarily my fault, but I'm also not going to complain that, oh, people are using like overpowered shit. Generally, it doesn't seem too bad, whether it's because maybe this game just didn't have that many cards that it can't be too power creeped out anyway, or maybe, you know, not everybody is a super tryhard who's played the game for years, although I assume they probably are, because, again, why would a game like this have a super big influx of new players when it's not super active in the first place. But for me, that's always a good reason to try it, because like, oh, I want to play it because I might not get the chance in case it goes offline or whatever, or I want to play it before it completely dies out, so that gives me a reason to do it. But for most people, they're not going to be too excited to do that, or if they were, then it would be like, you know, it would be a case where link your Twitch account. Would that mean it would show it in a, I guess I wouldn't mind doing that, but profanity filter. But where are they even getting the text in free stuff? Like, I thought it was just all the canned dialogue options. I might actually do that just to see. It'll show like, oh, streamers on the right, like this, live streams. Okay, see you later.